time up in Chillicothe. If he wins tonight, he'll be the first driver to win this race 3 times at 3 different tracks. Glad to have him back. First time here in 6 years for the DTWC, Bob.
Pretty cool for Shannon Babb. Jimmy Owens, a 2012 winner, we mentioned earlier, as you were just alluding to.
Yes, sir.
15 different states represented by the winners of the Dirt Track World Championship in its 41-year history leading up to this year. Excited to have a great crowd on hand here tonight on a Friday night on a picture-perfect weekend. Walking around, just picture this, especially everybody up north. I'm walking around in a hoodie, and it's honestly a little bit warm, to tell you the truth.
And, you know, we know how big high school football is here in the state of Ohio, of course, and 215 cars in 4 classes. That is truly amazing. 68 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series cars, 70 modifieds here last night, 49 limited late models, and 20 Legends cars. 215 the total.
And how about that Freddie Carpenter car? Good-looking machine. The 0K car, paying honor to our armed forces. And that's a pretty neat-looking race car. Took a look at it in the pit area earlier today. Freddie with the scheme last year, honoring the men in blue. And then we salute you. There's Freddie Carpenter with that race car. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and also the Coast Guard on that race car.
There you go. The Kryptonite Vision. Freddie Carpenter. Again, we will take the top 3. We'll go to the DTWC. This will be 12 laps. Tonight will be the heat races, Bob. Penske Shocks heat number 1. Garrett Smith, he's never been here before. Obviously, has never made a Dirt Track World Championship. Trying to go here tonight. Ricky Thornton Jr., his last 3 times here at Portsmouth, 2 wins and a runner-up. The last 2 DTWCs, a winner last year and a runner-up the year before. Shannon Babb, as I mentioned, 2-time Dirt Track World Champion, Longhorn Clements, with a Moweaqua, Illinois entry. Late entrant this week. He decided to come a couple of days ago, and we're glad to have him. And could he start on the pole here tomorrow night? How about Robbie Hensley, Bob, 3-time track champion of Florence, and there's that Big River Steel 20 RT.
Yeah, Robbie Hensley had a very good qualifying effort. We'll see if he can get into the top 3 after starting 4th here. Robbie Hensley, one of the toughest dirt late model drivers ever at Florence Speedway. But that front row, you talk about youth and wisdom. Youth on the inside for Garrett Smith, wisdom on the outside with Shannon Babb, one of the best to ever grace a dirt late model race car in this country. 12 laps, the top 3 to transfer out of each of the heat races. James, we're almost set for Penske Race Shocks heat race number 1 for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series on the 42nd weekend for the Dirt Track World Championship.
A beautiful Friday night here in early fall in October at the Racing Free-Roll Start Zone. Here comes Garrett Smith and Shannon Babb, Bob, into turn 1.
Garrett Smith grabs that lead. Ricky Thornton Jr. down to the bottom, trying to get by Shannon Babb. Shannon Babb trying to fight him off, but there is RTJ going toe-to-toe with Shannon Babb off of turn 4.
Oh, man, good grace in there, Thornton and Babb. Ricky Thornton Jr. now living in Martinsville, Indiana. How about the Kentucky driver, the Bluegrass State driver, Robbie Hensley? And here comes R.J. Conley in that throwback to his father's car. And on the inside, Jason Jamison. That thrilling Lucas Oil win here when he passed Scott Bloomquist here a couple of years ago, Bob.
Hey, Jason Jamison had a good run at Florence Speedway back a couple of months ago. Top 5 run for him. Let's see what he can do here. He still needs to pick up another spot to lock himself into the show. Right now, it's Garrett Smith, Shannon Babb, and Ricky Thornton Jr., but Jason Jamison is closing in on the 20 RT.
Yeah, and that white-blue paint scheme there, the Weinley Motorsports car in on RTJ. So the defending race winner right now in 3rd. Up front, it's Garrett Smith, 1.5 seconds ahead of Shannon Babb. As you see the battle here in this first heat, Bob, for that final transfer spot. Ricky Thornton Jr. now pulling away from Jamison, Hensley, Conley, Benedum, Freddie Carpenter, Jimmy Owens back in 9th.
Little mistake there by Jason Jamison cost him a bunch of ground. Now falling into the clutches. Maybe a problem on Jason Jamison's car. He can't turn it. He's up into the wall in turns 1 and 2. Bad break, and the yellow comes out for Jason Jamison.
I mean, he had a good run going in 4th. He would have had a good starting spot if he didn't transfer out of this one for the B main tomorrow night. Not sure if he rolled the nose piece under there heading into the corner. Takes the 12 back to the pit area. Garrett Smith will be your leader. Then it's Babb and Thornton, and now Hensley will go back to fourth. Then Mike Benedum, RJ Conley, Freddie Carpenter, Jimmy Owens, Jerry Bowersock, Eric Christian, and Austin Neely.
Garrett Smith had taken a pretty good lead over Shannon Babb just prior to that caution. It stood at 1.6 seconds, the advantage from first to second. Now 5 laps into this one, 12 laps overall. We still got 7 to go. Coming back to the green with a Delaware double file restart. Garrett Smith a row by himself, 2 by 2 behind that.
The Racing Crews restart zone Smith, and here comes Babb, and here comes Thornton. The defending dirt track world champion will push in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Babb will take a car length. Here comes RJ Conley. Good race here. 5 cars. Here comes Jimmy Owens from the tail in car 20, Bob. And we still have 6 to go. We're halfway done with this first heat.
Love the nice wide shot that John Collum is giving us right here because you can see all the action going on. Jimmy Owens at the tail end of this field trying to make his way up through the field. He's went by a couple of cars already, but Jimmy Owens right now still in 6th, 3 spots out of a transfer.
Garrett Smith is 7/10 of a second, the lead over Babb. Ricky Thornton Jr. still 3rd. There you see Owens in 6th. Previous winner of this race, Garrett Smith, has never been here before. Obviously his first attempt at winning the Dirt Track World Championship. Cody Mallory, crewed for so many years. Scott Bloomquist, Jimmy Owens' season a couple of years ago. Right now with the lead, Babb is now 0.8 of a second back down the back straightaway, 2 laps to go. They hit into turn number 3 to the 19-year-old out of turn 4 down the main straightaway. In back on October the 11th. Just a few days ago, there's the battle there. Robbie Hensley in 4th, RJ Conley in 5th. 6th is Jimmy Owens. White flag, 1 to go for Garrett Smith. Shannon Babb solid in 2nd. Ricky Thornton Jr. likewise solid in 3rd. And Robbie Hensley right now in 4th, final lap. Down the back straightaway. Perfect so far tonight. He was fastest in hot laps. He was fastest overall time trials. He wins the first heat tonight at Penske Shocks heat number 1 in the Lucas Oil 800 Series. The checkers go to Garrett Smith. Shannon Babb, 2-time Dirt Track World Champion, will finish 2nd. And Ricky Thornton, the reigning Dirt Track World Champion, will finish in 3rd spot. So Garrett Smith and at Terminal Maintenance and Construction, Davis Tire, Garrett Smith Performance Base Fuel, Senior Life Insurance Company, Dirt Car Lift, the world famous Cadillac Ranch in the Scott Smith Rocket Vic Hill out of Eatonton, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, how about it? For your winner, Garrett Smith. Shannon Babb 2nd, Ricky Thornton Jr. 3rd. They'll transfer to the DTWC. Then it's Hensley, Conley, Owens, Freddie Carpenter, Jerry Bowersock, Benedum, and Austin Neely will have to come out of a B main tonight. Bob Dillner, Garrett Smith, perfect so far here tonight at Portsmouth.
How about that? James Essex, a clean sweep so far. Fast time in hot laps, fast time in qualifying, and a pretty good run for you in this heat race as well. Could things be going any better for you right now, Garrett?
No, we're actually having a really good night tonight. I don't think anything else could go better. So, I mean, we have a really good car right now. I just want to thank Cody for working his butt off. He actually let me take the week off this week for my birthday, so let me skip Coondog Academy class this week. So feels good to come here and get the heat race win and be locked in.
Once again, how about that? The 19-year-old with the win in heat race number 1.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. So 3 transfer. Garrett Smith, Shannon Babb, and Ricky Thornton Jr. So 2 former winners in the race already for tomorrow night, $100,000 to the winner. Again, fans coming out tomorrow, still plenty of room for you here. We'll squeeze you in here. It's going to be a packed house. Come out and enjoy a beautiful fall afternoon here in Southern Ohio. Summit Racing Equipment heat number 2 is coming up next. All right, Summit Racing Equipment, heat number 2, the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series 12 laps, top 3 to the DTWC here tomorrow night. It'll be Chris Ferguson to the 22 on the pole. He's out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. Outside will be the 40B out of Brandon, Florida. That'll be Kyle Bronson. Row 2 will be the 99. That's Cameron Marlar. He's out of Winfield, Tennessee. And Matt Cosner out of Ridgely, West Virginia, the 66C. Row 3 will be the 4-time and reigning Brownstown track champion. It'll be Devin Gilpin. He's out of Columbus, Indiana. And Jesse Wisecarver, first time in Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, the modified hot shoe, and only his second career start in an open late model. The 55 car, the Chuck Kimball Punisher out of Zanesville, Ohio. Then it's Chase Fronapple. He's out of Canal, Winchester, Ohio, the 145. Kevin Wagner out of Wheelersburg at the 33. Garrett McLeod in his Lucas Oil debut tonight out of Stambo, Kentucky in the 5M. And Lucas Crooks, he's the grandson of former DTWC winner Charlie Swartz. He's out of Grayson, Kentucky. And Steve Sabo in the 16. He is out of Fremont, Ohio. Chris Ferguson, the 2022 Show Me 100 winner at Lucas Oil Speedway, looking for his first DTWC back in the silver 22 tonight, Team Zero car. And Kyle Bronson, the Brandon Ford 40B, the Brandon Ford Pace Truck, pacing the way here tonight. Final weekend of the season. And we'll be live tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Here on MAV TV on FloRacing. Hopefully everybody will tune in tomorrow night. 6 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races here tonight. Again, lots of activities. Be sure to visit our midway tomorrow for you fans here. Any fans coming in. Again, plenty of parking, plenty of camping still available. Beautiful weekend here at Portsmouth Raceway Park as we will crown a 2022 champion and Rookie of the Year. Will we have a brand new Dirt Track World Champion race winner this year? At the Racing Free Roll Start Zone, it'll be Chris Ferguson and Kyle Bronson will lead them line. Here we go. Bring in the 1. Now Bronson will dip down low. Matt Cosner working the top. Cosner teammates with Eddie Carrier Jr. this weekend. Down the back straightaway, Kyle Bronson. And let Brandon Ford 40B work in the bottom. Fergie leads into turn number 1. 1 lap in the books of 12. And then Connor 22 down the back straightaway. As you see, Devin Gilpin working the bottom of the Don Fleetwood 1G out of Columbus, Indiana. Devin Gilpin saw his championship at Brownstown. Went to Chad Stapleton this year. Gilpin the reigning champion, and Gilpin on the move. Gilpin made the race here last year, and Devin Gilpin on the move will take the 3rd spot. Devin Gilpin up to 3rd in the 1G from 5th after just 3 laps. He's got a good hot rod, that Rocket Clements. Out at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Ferguson leads 1.5 seconds in from Bronson. You're not missing anything up front. You're watching the battle for the final transfer spot here in Summit Racing Equipment, heat number 2. And the stop, take brakes caution is out for the first time tonight in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and it's for Lucas Crooks. And in his first start, Lucas Crooks in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series talked to his grandfather, Charlie Swartz, the Grand Marshal this weekend. Charlie Swartz, the 1980 Jackson 100 and World 100 winner. 40 years ago, brought out the wedge car at Pennsboro. So Lucas Crooks will go to the back, 3 in the books. 9 to go. It'll be Chris Ferguson, Kyle Bronson. Devin Gilpin's been on the move earlier. Now Gilpin will go alongside Bronson on the Delaware double file restart. That'll be Cameron Marlar, Cosner, Wagner, Wisecarver, Fronapple, Sabo, McLeod, and Crooks. Does Gilpin have anything now for Bronson and Fergie? Devin Gilpin, the multi-time UMP modified national champion, down the main straightaway. Green is back out of the Racing Free Rolls restart zone. Fergie will lead him into 1. Bronson 2nd. Here comes Marlar now. As you see, the top 2 into turn 3. The Team Zero, Bloomquist, and the Rocket. And there's Gilpin, the yellow 1G. Coming through the field, Wisecarver and that Chuck Kimball Punisher. Only the 2nd time he's ever been in a super late model, the modified hot shoe in the 55 car now. Wisecarver's climbed to 5th. Jesse out of Zanesville, Ohio. Meanwhile, Gilpin all over Bronson. One mistake by Bronson in the Columbus, Indiana race with their side-by-side at turn 4. Devin Gilpin at the line, and Devin Gilpin will move to second. Devin Gilpin from 5th to 2nd for the Indiana hot shoe out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Bronson, and here comes Cameron Marlar. So Kyle Bronson started to the outside front row. We're taking only the 3 out of this one. They'll have to come out of the B main to the stop. Take brakes, caution is back out, and it's for Chase Fronapple. Going into the nose piece issue, we saw that with Jason Jameson was running 4th in his heat race, knocked him out of there in Fronapple. Running in 9th for the Canal Winchester, Ohio racer. So how about Devin Gilpin? Devin Gilpin started 5th. He's up to 2nd already in just 5 laps with a 4-time and reigning Brownstown Speedway track champion. It'll be Ferguson, Gilpin, Bronson, your top 3. Then Marlar, Weiscarver. How about Jesse Weiscarver? He started back in 10th. He's up to 5th in car 55. Yeah, they're going to have to hook that baby up because he's got that nose piece rolled under the 145 of the 22-year-old, the Longhorn Clements out of Canal Winchester. So Chris Ferguson right now in control here in the Conard 22. Of course, we know what happened here a year ago. He and Brandon Shepard did not get to run the feature on Saturday night. If Ferguson wins this race, he'll be inside row 2, the 32-year-old, again, the Show Me 100 winner. As Fronapple will go on the hook. In 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Come on out. Again, be sure to visit all the great vendors, thegotarace.com, Arizona Sports Shirts. Final time this year tomorrow to get your Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series race wear. Christmas just around the corner. You've got birthdays coming up. You can't beat that with a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series shirt and t-shirt. By the way, talked to Bob earlier. Go to the Scott Bloomquist souvenir trailer. If you're a big Bloomer fan, brand new. We've got the 18 throwback shirts back there. See Gary Marasco back there at the Scott Bloomquist souvenir trailer. The 18 throwbacks. They are very, very nice. And we have Dirt Racing Outreach. We'll have Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series souvenir programs. First, visit all the fine folks at Super Clean as well. Fine sponsor in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Glad to have them here again on the season finale. And we'll kick it all off again at the end of January with the Georgia-Florida Speed Weeks. 215 cars again here tonight in 4 classes this weekend. So Fronapple will go on the hook. So Chris Ferguson, that thrilling win in that Show Me 100, that was a dandy shaping up to be a finish. We had 7 cars all in the same straightaway in the final 12 laps before a caution came out. So 2 former winners, as I mentioned already in the show, out of that first heat, Shannon Babb and Ricky Thornton Jr. Jimmy Owens also did not finish, but he did come from the tail to 6th, I believe, in his heat. So Shepard is yet to run. Bloomquist and Pearson, former winners. Getting this championship points hunt, McCready's got it clinched. That'll be $150,000. Shepard's second at $75K. Ricky Thornton Jr. third. That's $50K in points fund money. And again, Ricky Thornton Jr. leads the Brandon Ford TV Challenge. That's $15K to the winner of that. He's got a 50-point lead over McCready, and McCready has clinched the Arizona Sports Shirts, dirtondirt.com. Crown Jewel Cup back underway. The Racing Bureau's restart zone. Fergie, you lead him out of 2. Gilpin running in second. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Bronson working that top shelf. Here comes Jesse Weiscarver. Marlar on the inside. That was close. And why? You get the spot. Marlar, no. Bronson. No, Marlar's got it. Marlar's got the spot. Bronson out of shape, and here comes Matt Costner. Costner teaming up again with Eddie Carrier Jr., former PRP track champion. This weekend, look at Weiss Carver in there. So is Kevin Wagner out of Wheelersburg. Fergie leads 7 down and 5 to go. Out in turn number 2, Costner has got that 4 spot. He stays there. That's a good starting spot in one of the B mains here tomorrow night. Kyle Bronson started on the outside front row running in 5th, and he's right now, as you see the battle there, Weiss Carver and that Chuck Kimball Punisher. Kevin Wagner, regular here at PRP. So is Lucas Crooks down the back straightaway. 9 laps in the books, 3 to go. For Ferguson. Chris Ferguson right now, a good lead, about 7-8 car lengths over second place Devin Gilpin. The Brian Connard at 22. Down the main straightaway. Had this one circled on his calendar since last year. Down the back straightaway. Chris Ferguson looking for a career best payday here tonight of $100,000 down the straightaway. White flag, 1 lap to go in that Clements Power Team Zero car. Into turn 1, around this 3/8 mile oval down the back straightaway. Bringing out the silver. And he's going to get the checkers here as he wins heat number 2 in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. It's Fergie time as he crosses the line. Devin Gilpin's going to take second after starting in 5th. And Cameron Marlar, I believe, makes his first career Dirt Track World Championship race. Younger brother of Mike. He will take 3rd in the Danny McLaughlin 99. There's your winner, ladies and gentlemen, the 22 out of Mount Holly, North Carolina. How about it for Chris Ferguson? Good run for Devin Gilpin again, 5th to 2nd. And Cameron Marlar takes the 3rd and final spot. So Fergie in the Diftran Machining, Live Oak Aesthetic and Family Dentistry, K&K Trucking, Carolina Roofing and Gutters, The Racing Warehouse, Heckler's Plumbing, Schaefer's Racing Oil, Fox Racing Shocks, Bowtie Limousine Service, the Team Zero Clements for his father, Brian Connard. Your winner, Chris Ferguson, with our Bob Dillner. Bob.
How about it, folks? A little Fergie time in heat race number 2 tonight here at Portsmouth. Yeah, how about that? Round of applause. The fans like the fact that you won that heat race. How much of a sigh of relief with 68 unbelievable late models in the pits? How much of a sigh of relief is it to you that you're locked in the show?
It's awesome. Just very thankful to be in this moment. And this car, we raced here in 2019, and we sat on the pole and missed it a little bit. But I can't say enough about my crew guys and everything they've done. We haven't raced since Eldora. So to come back out here and win a heat race, first race back in 4 weeks, they did a great job making my car fast. And I'm just so thankful and happy to be here. And hopefully, good Lord blesses us with a good run tomorrow. And shout out to all the fans and everybody watching at home.
Fergie is a big money hunter, and he's going for a $100,000 tomorrow night here at Portsmouth.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. 6 cars into tomorrow night's 42nd Dirt Track World Championship. Simpson Race Products heat number 3 is coming up next. The winner will start inside row 3 tomorrow night. It'll be 12 laps. Top 3 again advance. On the pole, he has never won this race. He was second here before. It'll be Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia, in the Wells & Sons Motorsports entry. And Zach Dome, the 17D out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia, always runs well at PRP. Row 2, he made the Hillbilly 100 a few weeks ago. Zach Hill trying to make his first DTWC tonight in the 7H. He's out of Red House, West Virginia. And alongside former Series Rookie of the Year Mason Ziegler, Ziggy out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania, the 9Z. Row 3, second in this year's Rookie of the Year chase, Dalton Wilson. He's out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Ratliff 18D. And Chris Carpenter, the 3rd Carpenter in the house tonight. He's out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, and Kenny Newhouse's 17C. Row 4 out of Pataskil, Ohio, the 29 of Clint Keenan. Alongside Larry Bellman in the 59, he's out of Wooster, Ohio. And in your final 3 starters, Tyler Carpenter in the 28 out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. Ryan Abel, first-time Lucas Oil Series out of Wadsworth, Ohio. And Chris Nash, the 354 out of White Pigeon, Michigan. We'll Brandon Overton, he knows about big races. He's won the last 3 Dirt Late Model Dreams up at Eldora. One of those named drivers that has never won this race. He, Davenport, McCready, $100,000 tomorrow night. How about Zach Hill? Zach Hill, first time he ran the Lucas Oil Series a couple weeks ago at Tyler County, made the Hillbilly 100, trying to make the DTWC. Good starting spot here tonight as we will take 3 to the DTWC and Simpson Race Products, heat number 3 at the Racing for Heroes start zone. Overton on the bottom, talked to David Wells earlier, down the back straightaway. The Wells and Sons Motorsports Longhorn, the Longhorn Big Hill, and Zach Dome running in second. Out of turn 4, you see Ziggy, the very right icon. Down the main straightaway, runs in third with 1 in the books. Dalton Wilson fourth, Zach Hill fifth. Down the back straightaway. And problems for Chris Carpenter, the Kenny Newhouse 17 car. See, all the problems we've had tonight have been in turn 2. Look like maybe a mechanical issue on that car. So Chris Carpenter will head to the pit area. Brandon Overton with the lead right now, 0.6 of a second. Zach Dome, Ziegler, Wilson Hill, Tyler Carpenter working his way up back in the 28 car. Brandon Overton, a 31-year-old out of Evans, Georgia. Last year's #1 ranked dirt late model driver in the nation. Heading down the back straightaway, Zach Dome trying to put his name in the record books. This race started in 1981 at Pennsboro, West Virginia. Zach Dome right now running in second. There's third, Mason Ziegler. That tribute to his late brother, Freddie Ziegler, in the very right icon 9Z. Right now in that third spot, former series rookie of the year, Dalton Wilson right now in fourth. He will finish second in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase. It's 0.8 of a second. Overton out in front here at Portsmouth, 6 down, 6 to go. It's about 4 car lengths. Meanwhile, Zach Dome is down to 0.6 of a second. We may have a battle for the lead. Dome down the back straightaway. We'll see what Overton can do. As Zach Dome sliced 0.2 of a second off that last time around. Zach Dome much better into turn number 4. That time lost a little bit of ground. It's back to 0.9 of a second. Mason Ziegler third. Dalton Wilson remains in fourth. Those top 3 have pulled away. Down the back straightaway. Turn 1. John Collin, Blaze Dillner, Tiffany Swisher, great job on the crew here tonight for us into turn 3. Zach Dome, here comes Ziggy. Ziggy trying to make the top work. Down the straightaway, 9 down, 3 to go. Wilson Hill, Tyler Carpenter, Bellman, Keenan, Abel, Nash, Chris Carpenter's out of the race. Meanwhile, Ziggy, does he have something going up top? Into turn number 3. Mason Ziegler trying to make that top work. James Buckley, Brian Liverman on the crew. Overton into traffic down the straightaway, 2 to go. I tell you, Ziggy, Mason Ziegler down the back straightaway. Whoa, Chris Nash in front of them. They're going to have to split him into 3. Ziegler hard on the gas. Dome down low. White flag, 1 to go. Here comes the battle. They have closed back in on Overton. Final lap. The battle for second out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Mason Ziegler, Dome. Oh, Zach Dome, good move up front. Nice move right in front of Ziegler. Ziegler hard on the gas, so is Zach Dome, but Brandon Overton's going to lead all the way in car 76 with the win. Zach Dome is going to take second, and Mason Ziegler finishes in third. Good race there among the top 3. Dalton Wilson will take fourth. Zach Hill, Tyler Carpenter, Larry Bellman, Clint Keenan, Ryan Abel, Chris Nash, and Chris Carpenter. So grabbing the third spot will be the 9Z out of Chalk Hill, Pennsylvania. That'll be Mason Ziegler. Second, they're going to the 17D out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia. Zach Dome, and your winner. He's at the Wells Motorsports, All-Star Concrete, CrossFit Overton, Penske Shocks, RW Powell Construction, Big Dog Stump and Tree, Clean Way, Clearing and Grading, DP Fuels, Dirt Mafia, Garto Southern, Convenient Lube, Easy Going, Relevant Tattoos and Piercing, and Victor the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements. In car 76 out of Evans, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. How about it for your winner, Brandon Overton?
A round of applause from the crowd. Brandon Overton taking his helmet off, came so close to the big $100,000 payday 1 year ago here at Portsmouth, hoping for a little better fortune. But how good was that race car in this heat race, Brandon?
Honestly, I felt terrible. I don't know. This place is so crazy, so dirty. Just trying to stay around the bottom there, and hell, I don't know. I really didn't feel good at all. But go back and watch the video tonight and see what we got.
Hey, he's breathing a sigh of relief. He's in the show, locked in, and he's got a good starting spot for tomorrow night's big race.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Olean Chalk, seat number 4, coming up next. So 9 cars in the show for the outside front row. The 2022 and defending Lucas Oil champion. It'll be Tim McCready in 39 out of Watertown, New York. Alongside of me, Spencer Hughes in the 11 out of Meridian, Mississippi. Row number 2, 3-time DTWC winner Scott Bloomquist. He's out of Mooresburg, Tennessee. And former PRP track champion out of Fairmont, West Virginia. It'll be Eddie Carrier Jr. Row 3 out of Fairmont, West Virginia. The 11H, that'll be Jared Hawkins. The 111 out of Centerville, Pennsylvania is Max Blair. Row 4 in his new Swartz car. It'll be Doug Brown out of Wooster, Ohio. Josh Rice, the 2-time and reigning Ralph Latham Memorial winner. He's out of Verona, Kentucky. Row 5 will be Kirk Phillips. He's out of Ashland, Kentucky. And the D8, the Rooster out of Bryantsville, Kentucky. That is Dustin Linville. Your final row, the number 2. In the Kenny Howells entry out of Huntington, West Virginia, that'll be Justin Carter. And the 10 out of Danville, Ohio, is Nathan Loney. All right, 9 in the show. Group B qualifiers, Tim McCready. 34th career win last Saturday night at Talladega Short Track in Alabama. A dirt late model record, $150,000. Now that will put him again in the Lucas Oil Series with the points fund, the 15K Arizona Sports Shirts Crown Jewel Cup by Dirt on Dirt. That's another 15K. That's at $482,110. 110, hello. 110. Does that make any sense? 110, Chuck. If he wins this race tomorrow night, he will go to $582,000 alone in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. McCready and Hughes for the outside of the front row. Bloomquist and Carrier. Oh, man. Bloomquist shoots up the track. Not sure if he had contact with ECJ or not. Out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. It's Spencer Hughes, and the stop tech brakes caution is out, and we're going to call that one back. Well, Bloomquist got on the gas and shot over there into Eddie Carrier Jr., the 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series national champion. 3 times the winner of this race. He was running good here a year ago, if you'll remember, on the Saturday night 100-lapper. Tim McCready, Spencer Hughes, Scott Bloomquist, Eddie Carrier Jr., Jared Hawkins, Robbie Blair. Heat number 4 underway in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. ECJ. Good to have him back behind the wheel down the back straightaway with a Cosner 66C. Here comes Bloomquist in 0. Hughes running in second out of turn 4. Tim McCready with the lead in 39. Spencer Hughes, Bloomquist right now in 4th. The Hot Rod Septic 0 down the back straightaway. The all-time winningest driver in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series with 95 career wins. He was also the all-time winningest driver in the Habit Tampa Series with 100 wins. For the 58-year-old Hall of Famer out of turn number 2, but right now in 4th. Get down the back straightaway, there's Rice and Linville, the 2 Bluegrass State drivers. Rice to the top. No surprise there. Hang on, Josh Rice. Hang on, Dustin Linville. Right there trying to go 3 wide with Doug Brown in the bottom. Doug Brown got that Swartz car in the last month. He has been solid. Durham Power Plant under the hood of that number 12 car. Rice still trying to make it work up top. 4 down and 8 to go. It's McCready, Hughes, and Carrier, your top 3. McCready 1.5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. And right now we got a spinner here on the main straightaway. And the caution has come out for Nathan Loney, the basketball coach out of Danville, Ohio. I think it's a Mansfield. It is Mansfield. He's the high school basketball coach there, Nathan Loney. Doing double duty this weekend. So 4 down, 8 to go. It'll be McCready, Hughes, Eddie Carrier Jr. third. And it'll be Bloomquist, Jared Hawkins, Max Blair, Doug Brown, Josh Rice, Dustin Linville, Kirk Phillips, Justin Carter, and Nathan Loney. So now, Eddie Carrier Jr., the 51-year-old. Love the Carrier throwback shirts. His grandpa owned cars, never drove them. Former North-South 100 winner. That was so cool that night. The crowd went nuts. What an interview we had on the main straightaway with Eddie Carrier Jr. Formerly out of Bergen, Kentucky, then Hazard, Kentucky, and now living in West Virginia the last several years. So Loney to the back through the Racing Fuel start zone as his top tech breaks caution out for the 10 car. McCready got a lead of 1.5. That'll go away now in the Delaware double file. And Spencer Hughes is going to pick the bottom on Carrier. Down the back straightaway. 4 down, 8 to go. Tim McCready sporting the Midwest Shimano Loin spoiler. Trying to win his first dirt track world championship race tomorrow night. He'll start on the front row if he can win this heat. Oh, Bloomquist working the bottom. On Carrier, look at it at turn number 2. Good battle there. Hang on, and here comes Bobby Blair's son, Max Blair. And the stop tech brakes caution is out. We got one up against the wall in turn 1. And it's Dustin Linville. Not sure what happened if he got up there and got against the wall. They were all caddy. They were all going at it out of 2. So no laps in the books as far as on the restart. So we'll go back to lap 4 with McCready, Hughes, Carrier top 3. And glad each and every one of you come out tonight. Beautiful Friday night. Great crowd here. Great car count. And again, plenty of room for you tomorrow. Get here as early as you can tomorrow. I know a lot of people just coming in for tomorrow. Beautiful weather as Linville, the helmet is off for the Bryansville, Kentucky native. He hasn't raced a lot. He's been running a crate car, but he's been busy at work. He and his father, they planned to come to Brownstown a few weeks ago, but hey, it's what pays the bills is their business. The Tim Short Auto Group D8. So McCready be out in front. Tim McCready, 6 wins this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, clinching the title last week. All he needed to do was sign in tonight. Remember last year, it was like, you know, he clinched the title before the last race here at Portsmouth, and then jokingly said, do I have to show up? And then, of course you do. You got $100,000 on the line, Chuck. Why not? But again, if he can win this race tomorrow night, it will be at 582,000. That's just in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Now remember at Eldora, if you remember the Dirt Million, he led there, came up through there and had the lead. If not for a couple of cautions, he could have won that. But he was very good at Eldora this year. Of course, he had a flat tire there at the end. It cost him, what, $75,000? He was running in second, which was $100,000. Ended up with $25,000. The dream in the world, he's won $27,500. So right now, again, Brandon Shepard with his points fund check, $75K, $238 right now as far as winnings. If he can win tomorrow night, he'll be over $400,000 just in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Ricky Thornton Jr., third place in the points is $50,000. And if he can win tomorrow night, he'll be close to $400,000 because he could win another $15,000 with the Brandon Ford TV Challenge race. He leads 50 points ahead of McCready, and that McCready's already clinched the Arizona Sports Shirts DirtOnDirt.com Crown Jewel Cup. Right now, Hudson O'Neal is fourth in the points. Earl Pearson Jr. is fifth. They're only separated by 20, so that'll be settled tomorrow night. Tyler Erb is 90 behind O'Neal, 70 behind Pearson. The Rookie of the Year chase. Right now, Garrett Alberson's got that clinch, but second is still in doubt. Alberson's ahead of those. That's not going to change. But Dalton Wilson is only 5 ahead of Spencer Hughes in that battle. That is for the runner-up in the Rookie of the Year chase and for 8th in the points. Ross Robinson will finish 10th in the championship points. That is for sure, and 4th in the Rookie of the Year chase. See the right front in the D8 Longhorn, Dustin Linville. All right, Spencer Hughes, what's he going to do? He picked the inside last time. He's going to do it again, I believe, on Eddie Carrier Jr. Then Bloomquist, Hawkins, Blair, Drown, Rice, Phillips, Carter, and Loney. Turn 4, back underway. At Portsmouth, the Racing for Heroes restart zone, and McCready lead him in the 1. Hughes, Jared Hawkins, the Tim Logan Racing 11. Down the back straight away. Here comes Jared Hawkins, the West Virginia driver, alongside Bloomquist. Jared Hawkins and the outside. Bloomquist stutters through the middle, and here comes Jared Hawkins. Hawkins on the move into 4th. That car 11, Bloomquist trying to get it going, and that won't work. Here comes Drown, and here comes Rice. They're going to try to go 3 wide into turn 3. Rice working the bottom on Drown. Bloomquist is way loose in the 0. Three-time winner of this race, and right now Rice is around him. Rice is up to 7th. Bloomquist is 8th. Josh Rice bouncing through into turn 3. Doug Drown up top down the straightaway. The Swartz and the Rocket. 7 down, 5 to go for Tim McCready. 1 second ahead. Right now, the top 3 are evenly spaced. Hawkins made a good run on the restart. McCready right now cruising right along in that Longhorn Cornet 39 with a 48-year-old out of Watertown, New York, down the back straightaway. What a big weekend for McCready if he could come home with a victory. Spencer Hughes in that second spot. Remember that points chase there. That's good money there. Possibly second in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase and possibly 8th overall in the championship run. Down the back straightaway, Rice back in 6th. 2 laps to go for McCready. The second-generation driver out of Watertown, New York. White flag is out. Spencer Hughes, the youngster out of Mississippi. Eddie Carrier Jr., the veteran. The native of Kentucky, now living in West Virginia for about the last 20 years. As Hawkins in 4th. As McCready battles out of turn number 2. Takes that 39 car into turn 3. And the 2022 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series National Champion on the front row for the DTWC here tomorrow night. He wins heat number 4 here tonight. Second to go to Spencer Hughes. Third is going to be Eddie Carrier Jr. 4th, Jared Hawkins. .6 the deficit. So your top 3, McCready, Hughes, Carrier, then Hawkins, Blair, Rice, Drown, Bloomquist, Loney, Carter, Linville, Phillips. So your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's in the Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Mega Plumbing HVAC, Armslist.com, New Point Lighting and Design, Bill Stein Shocks, Racing for Heroes, Walker Performance Filtration, Baker Mitchell Company, the Aesthetic House SCT, Taylor Motorsports, Longhorn, Cornet, the 39, how about it? for the 2022 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series National Champion, Tim McCready, your winner here of heat number 4. Bob, down to you.
James, you mentioned earlier, Tim McCready has never won the Dirt Track World Championship and picked up that $100,000 prize. Could tomorrow night be the night for now the two-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion? How good was that car in that heat race?
It's pretty balanced, especially when you're out by yourself in clean air and things like that. At the end of the day, we got to keep working. Garrett there, the 10 car is really, really good. And then a bunch of other guys, Shannon Babb looked great out there tonight in the Longhorn. So for us, we just keep working on this Paler Motorsports car with Bill Steen shocks, Cornet power, and obviously Longhorn chassis. And hopefully we can get this a little more out of it for tomorrow, man. This is a tough race. We've been close, but never good enough. So hopefully tomorrow will be our day.
Tim McCready, 6 wins in the Lucas Tour this year. He's hoping for lucky number 7 tomorrow night, which would be worth $100,000.
I think he needs a push. There you go. Thank
and James,
you, Bob.
he needs a push, yes.
Help him out down there, Bob. Come on. All right, Risco Industries, Veland Risco Industries heat number 5 coming up for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series 12 laps top 3. On the pole with a win tomorrow night, he would match the legendary Freddie Smith with 5 wins overall in this race. Out of New Berlin, Illinois, finished second in Lucas Oil points this year. It'll be Brandon Shepard alongside another one of those top drivers that has never won the DTWC. It'll be Mikey Marler, the 157. He's out of Winfield, Tennessee. Row 2 will be the 49. He has never won this race. The number 1 ranked dirt late model driver in the nation. Can he check one more off the box this year? He did the topless 100. He did Knoxville. Can he do Portsmouth? He's out of Blairsville, Georgia. We'll see what happens. It's a tough field. It'll be Jonathan Davenport. And outside, the truck champion this year at PRP, the 81 out of Kite, Kentucky. That'll be Brandon Fouts. Row 3 will be the 44. Out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, that'll be Colton Burnett. And the 7, he'll finish 4th in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase, 10th in the championship standings. It'll be Ross Robinson out of Georgetown, Delaware. Your next row will be row 4 will be the 71 out of Martinsville, Indiana. Hanging on, trying to hang on for 4th in the points. That'll be Hudson O'Neill out of Martinsville, Indiana. And on the outside of him, Nick Bocook, the 1B out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. Row 5 will be Shane Bailey's out of Grayson, Kentucky, the 1B, and Rod Conley, the 71R out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, former track champion. And your final starter, Ronnie Witt, out of Minford, Ohio. Veland Risco, heat number 5. The winner starts outside row 2 tomorrow night alongside Chris Ferguson. Oh, you know what that means, Chuck? If Shepard wins this, he and Ferguson will be side by side. Oh, that's all in the head pass. There's not going to be a problem. Those two are going to race good and race hard. Try to win that $100K tomorrow night. Brandon Shepard, the Valvoline Rocket House car for Mike Richards. Mikey Marler, the Ronnie Delk Longhorn. The Racing for Hero start zone in heat number 5 of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. How about the power off of turn 2 for Mikey Marler? Shepard working the bottom. The number 1 car, Mike Marler, the 157 in the turn number 1. Brandon Shepard running in second. Third place is Jonathan Davenport. A long list of victories this year, nearing $2 million in winnings, 1.8 right now. Mike Marler right now with the lead. Out at turn number 2, battle back here. Ross Robinson in the 7, running in 5th. There you see Hudson O'Neill and Brandon Fouts, the track champion here this year at Portsmouth. Marler leads 0.3 of a second over Shepard. Brandon Shepard closing right in on him. Here comes B. Shep. Brandon Shepard and Mike Marler here putting on a show. Tennessee and Illinois in the 1. The 4-time DTWC winner. Down the back straightaway. Here he comes. Move for Shepard. Out at turn 4. Marler trying to keep it down. Shepard still running in second. 5 down and 7 to go. Davenport in 3rd, but he's well behind the top 2. Down the back straightaway, entertaining battle here. The Longhorn and the Rocket House car. And now Shepard works the bottom out of turn number 4, and Marlar hanging on. 1/10 of a second to the outside of row 2 for tomorrow night. Shepard will get the run down the back straightaway. Marlar drifts up the track. Davenport still third, bounces fourth, but all eyes on this battle for the lead out of turn 4 between Marlar and Shepard. 7 down, 5 to go. Both have good cars. Both will be in contention for that $100,000 prize tomorrow night. Here's O'Neal and Robinson. O'Neal running in 4th. Right now running in 4th, those O'Neal, but they're well behind 3rd place running Jonathan Davenport. Right now, your lead continues. It's 3/10 of a second as they'll have 3 to go. Colton Burdett trying to make the blue 44 work. Down the back straightaway. Out at turn 4, it's still about a car length and a half the advantage. You're not missing anything up front right now. As they come out of turn 4, here comes Burdett on the outside of Robinson. At the line, Burdett by a nose. Burdett 5th, Robinson 6th, Faust 7th, Bo Cook, Conley, Bailey, Witt is out. 2 laps to go. Mike Marlar, Brandon Shepard out at 2. Shepard will get that run down the back straightaway. Into turn 3, but Mike Marlar looking oh so strong, and at 157 down the main straightaway. White flag, 1 lap to go. Clements power pad. He's switched back and forth between the Clements and the Cornet. Both have run well, just as they have for Davenport. And Mike Marlar is going to do it. Here comes 3rd, is going to be in doubt. Meanwhile, your winner is going to be, and right now, Hudson O'Neal on the final lap gets the final spot. Thank you, Rick. Good job. Hudson O'Neal beats Jonathan Davenport on the final lap to get 3rd. How about that? Wow. Great job, Tiffany. We caught that right at the end, and O'Neal made the move out of turn 2. So how about that, race fans? Good race. Put your hands together for Heat 5. Grabbing 3rd. How about that? He beats Jonathan Davenport on the final lap. Hudson O'Neal, let's hear it for him. 3rd. 2nd is going to be Brandon Shepard. And your winner, he's going to be in the Delco Equipment, Tri-Rivers Enterprises, Rockets Convenience Plus, Bill Stein Shocks, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Can-Am Salvage, Capsigns.com. He's in the Longhorn. Clements here tonight for Ronnie Delk. Out of Winfield, Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, how about it? For your winner, Mike Marlar. Man, what a final lap. We were watching the battle for the lead, and here comes Hudson O'Neal. He was probably 4 or 5 car lengths back there a couple of laps ago behind Davenport and tracked him down and gets the 3rd spot. So Davenport will have to go to a B main here tomorrow night. Mike Marlar with Bob Dillner. Bob?
That was a pretty good battle, James, between Mike Marlar and Brandon Shepard. It got hot in the middle of that one. How'd you hold them off?
Well, it's just felt really free there, and I was running a little wide on the track, trying to keep my momentum up, and seeing a glimpse of blue under me, and I knew it wasn't me, so it wasn't good.
How good was the car, though, besides running a little hot?
It was good. Brandon was good on the bottom. I moved down there on the bottom and just kind of protected my line, and we'll try to work on it for tomorrow. And I'd like to thank all my sponsors and for supporting me, and team owner and race team and all that, and all you fans for sitting out in this cold weather enjoying some racing.
Hey, the Winfield Warrior with the win in the penultimate heat race of the night, James.
So far, Bob, 5 heat race winners. All 5 have never won the Dirt Track World Championship. 6 of them is going to start up front tomorrow night in the first 3 rows. The 6th and final heat brought to you by Lucas Oil. It'll be the Lucas Oil 46th, the winner in 2010 at West Virginia Motor Speedway in the DTWC. It'll be Earl Pearson Jr. out of Jacksonville, Florida. Outside, his former crew chief and the 2022 O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year out of Dubuque, Iowa, with a 58 of Garrett Alberson. Row 2 will be Tyler Erb, the number 1. He's out of New Waverly, Texas, 6th in the points. And Justin Cooper, son-in-law to R.J. Conley. He's out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, on the 00. Row 3 will be Devin Moran. He's out of Dresden, Ohio, on car number 9. And the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, the 19R out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Row 4 will be Josh Bo Cook out of Wheelersburg, Ohio, the B1 outside Shannon Thornsberry. Former track champion here out of Martin, Kentucky in the 17. Row number 5 be Cody Rogers, the 22 out of Spelter, West Virginia. On the outside will be the 73 out of Louisa, Kentucky. That'll be Charlie Mullen. Fast Eddie, welcome back. to the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series in Ipswich car. He's out of Lebanon, Ohio. And Ronnie with the W1 on the outside of row number 6. All right, here we go. Final heat of the night in Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Garrett Smith, Chris Ferguson, Brandon Overton, Tim McCready, Mike Marlar never won this race. Pearson won it back in 2010 at West Virginia Motor Speedway in Mineral Wells. Garrett Alberson, third in the Hillbilly 100 at Tyler County a few weeks ago. The Roberts Racing Black Diamond, the Racing 3-wheel start zone, and here comes Tyler Erb. Randall Edwards, his crew chief, he knows about winning this DTWC. Here comes Moran on the bottom. Devin Moran had a good car last year, and Devin Moran's going to take third down the back straightaway in the opening lap. And Cooper's out of shape. Justin Cooper in his first year of racing, he and R.J. Conley's son-in-law. Going to lose several spots, had a good qualifying time, started fourth in this heat. But right now it's EPJ out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Ryan Gustin, he made this race a year ago, and you know he's going to go to the top. The 19R into turn 3 around this 3/8 mile oval here. Ryan Gustin, the Brett Lottie Hoff crew chief, 19R down the straightaway. Right now, Moran third, Herb fourth. Out at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Again, tomorrow night, we'll just have a... And we got a spinner in turn 2 up against the wall. Stop tech brakes caution is out in turn number 2. And that is for Justin Cooper. All right, 2 in the books, 10 to go. It'll be Pearson, Alberson, Moran, Erb, Gustin, Bocook, Rogers, Thornsberry, Witt, Cooper, Eddy, and Charlie Mollett. Jason Eddy, tribute to his late brother, 79 on car. That was his brother's number. I believe it's only the second race I saw him. He was at the Eldora Million in June, but has not raced since with business commitments, work commitments. Good to see Eddy. Fast Eddy, Jason Eddy, back with us in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. That 00's been the victory lane. Of course, that's Freddie Smith's number for so many years. Turned 76 in December. Brandon Shepard with a shot to equal that here tomorrow night is the only 5-time winners of this race. It started in 1981 with the late Jim Dunn, that memorable run from the back. Don't forget tomorrow, Dirt Racing Outreach Program. 1 o'clock, gates open tomorrow. So fans watching at home, come on out. As we conclude the 2022 Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series season, 20 different winners we have had this year. Will we have a new champion of the Dirt Track World Championship? Who's going to turn 1? Moran working the top. Here comes Devin down the back straightaway. Devin Moran has the working down the back straightaway. Moran, here comes Gustin. Track's getting more and more racy as we go through the night. Out at turn 4, and Devin Moran is going to take second in car number 9. Gustin will follow him. Ryan pushes up the track. Gets it corrected. Here comes Tyler down the back straightaway. Good battle here. Man, if we could have a couple of more heat races, who knows how it'll be. But right now, the final heat of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, Herb all over Alberson. Gustin will work the top. Out in turn number 2, it's Earl Pearson Jr., 1.7 seconds the advantage. He is way out in front of this terrific battle here for third. Between Gustin and Urban, they're 3 wide, trying to make it. Gustin had to back out of it. Right now, Devin Moran in second. Moran started in 5th. Remember, Gilpin in that second heat, started 5th, ran second. Here comes Turbo down the back straightaway. Tyler trying to secure in the point standings 6th place. And he's only 90 behind O'Neal and only 70 behind Pearson. Pearson trying to become the first former DTWC winner to win a heat race here tonight. Is Herb working the bottom on Alberson? Tyler Erb sliding in front of the 58. His crew chief again, Randall Edwards. He's gone to victory lane several times here. Oh, look out. Alberson took the nose right off the 1. Oh, man. Tyler Erb. Good racing going on in the stop. Tech brakes caution is out with 7 in the books. And whoever was slowed and went off the racetrack, not sure. Charlie Mullet in his Lucas Oil debut tonight, been running a super late model this year. But how about this battle here between Erb and Alberson as heat race action has been picking up here tonight. In B Mains tomorrow night, that Jim Dunn non-qualifiers race, it'll be last tomorrow night, but that $100,000 Dirt Track World Championship. We talked about all that. In the main event here last year, we had 5 lead changes among 4 drivers. The most we've ever had was back in 2014, 7 lead changes among 4 drivers. And again, as I said earlier, only 1 driver's led all 100 laps. That was Scott Bloomquist back in 2015. Let's see what Moran and Erb. Do they have anything for the 4-time series champion? 40 career wins for Earl Pearson Jr. Tyler Erb working the outside of Devin Moran down the back straightaway. Here comes Ryan Gustin and Garrett Alberson 2x2 into turn 3. And Tyler Erb is going to go to the inside starting back in the inside of row number 2. 3 wide into turn 4. Here comes Gustin. Ryan Gustin wheeling it into wide and he'll go around Erb. He may not be done yet down the back straightaway. We have 4 to go. Ryan Gustin. Right now, he's about 8 car lengths back of EPJ, the Lucas Oil 46, but Ryan Gustin's got a good hot rod down the front straightaway. Here comes Gustin, the Marshalltown, Iowa driver. In turn number 2, Tyler running in 3rd. 4th is Alberson. 5th is Moran. Down the back straightaway, Garrett Alberson, a run on Erb. Meanwhile, Ryan Gustin, that top. Man, this track is coming into it. It's a shame it's the final heat of the night. They go into turn 1. Out at turn number 2, Garrett Alberson and Tyler Erb. Meanwhile, Ryan Gustin's 1.4 seconds behind the white flag, and it's not over yet. We saw what O'Neal did to Davenport. Final lap. Ryan Gustin into turn number 1 now. He'll go back to the bottom. EPJ's led from the start, but he has a too big of a lead right now and too little time for Gustin to catch him. And the 50-year-old out of Jacksonville, Florida, is going to win Heat 6 tonight in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Good run for Ryan Gustin from 6th to 2nd, and 3rd to go to Garrett Alberson in 58. Tyler will come in 4th. 5th will be Devin Moran. 6th will be Josh Bocook. Then Cody Rogers, Shannon Thornsberry, Justin Cooper, Ronnie Witt, Fast Eddie, and Charlie Mullet. So your top 3. Garrett Alberson finishes in 3rd. How about the run for Ryan Gustin from 6th to 2nd here tonight in this Heat 6? And your winner, ladies and gentlemen, he's in the Lucas Oil Products, Tegler, Recker and Crane, Papage Construction, Edgeberger Trucking, Bill Steinschach, Sunoco, C&D Contractors and Developers Bonding, Millard Family Chapels, Remy Realty, Duval Electric, E3 Sparkplug, Sierra Pacific Materials, Midway Sheet Metal Bob, the first driver that's a former winner of this race.